Flushing, Michigan is a Flint suburb located along the Flint River northwest of the city. I begin the video outside of an old family video. Wow, this facade brings back some memories, doesn't it? Now with the likes of Netflix and Hulu and 50 other streaming platforms, everything's available digitally, which is what put all of these video rental stores out of demand. What a shame. This particular family video is located right along the border with the city of Flushing in Mount Morris Township, as we start the video heading west on Pearson Road from Elms Road. And just like with a lot of places in Michigan, you have two municipalities here, one being the city of Flushing and the other being Flushing Township, in which the majority, if not all, of Flushing Township has a Flushing address. Anyway, Flushing is one of the best areas to live in the vicinity of Flint, and you'll see what I mean throughout this video. Really quick, as if you enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, as doing all of those things helps these videos destroy the evil monster that is the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. Last but not least, if you can't get enough of me on here, you can always go follow me on my other social media accounts, and those links are below. Well, Flushing has some very unique history actually, especially when you compare it to other Michigan towns, as the town gets its name from a place in New York. Yeah, not unique at all, as there's many places in Michigan that are named after a place in New York. Flushing is actually the name of a neighborhood in New York City, a part of the borough of Queens, and it's said that many of the early settlers came from that neighborhood. Well, Flushing Township was organized before the village was platted, as the township was formed in 1838. The name of Dover was supposed to be given to this area, but there was already a Dover Township in Michigan, so the name of Flushing was chosen instead. The first road through the area was built in 1835, and it happens to be the same road that we've been entering town on. Early on, there was some strong mining activity in the area, including coal, salt, and sandstone. For a brief moment in history, the sandstone that was mined in Flushing was considered to be the best sandstone found in the state of Michigan. And the materials were used for the construction of several notable buildings in the Flint area, including St. Paul's Episcopal Church. Finally, in 1840, however, the village of Flushing was platted. One of the first documented settlers of the area was John Patton, who brought his family to Michigan from Scotland. Patton's house actually still stands at the corner of McKinley and Coutant Streets. Coutant? Whatever. But it looks like it's probably one of the homes on the east end of the intersection, as Zillow reports that these homes were built all the way back in the 19th century, whereas the two on the west side of the intersection weren't built until the 20th century. Neat stuff. Well, we'll continue passing by that area of town later in the video. And before we approach the main street in the downtown area of Flushing, here is an old photo of downtown Flushing from My City Mag, which is a great resource for researching the history of these smaller towns and villages scattered throughout Genesee County. Well, throughout the mid-19th century, the town grew and several churches were established. In 1880, Flushing was incorporated as a village. In 1888, a railroad was built through town, and Flushing experienced even more growth. And the train depot lasted for nearly a century before closing in 1971. In 1964, Flushing incorporated as a city, and it's been that ever since. And oh yes, this appears to be the grand entrance into the old town of Flushing, Michigan, with some nicely preserved buildings off of both sides of the street. Flushing might have a weird name and all, but Flushing's Main Street looks a lot different than, say, Corunna Road in Flint. Alright, that's enough of that. Heritage Alley, says the side of this building, eh? All right. Well, it looks like many of these buildings in downtown Flushing are occupied, unlike downtown Mount Morris. And for Flushing, that's a good thing. And now we cross over the infamous Flint River, which only has the reputation that it does because of the Flint water crisis. It's not actually a majorly polluted river like some people have made it out to be. It's just that Flint never did the proper testing to ensure that the water was going to be safe to drink. They also used a facility that hadn't been used since like 1970. And that facility was extremely outdated and couldn't handle the modern day process of treating water to make it safe to use. Also, Flint had lead pipes, and the water was so corrosive that the lead in the pipes seeped into the water. But that's a whole different story, and you can watch my videos within my Flint playlist and my specific one on the Flint water crisis if you want to learn more about that. And no, Flushing never had problems with unsafe drinking water. Well, let's now go over some of the economic stats for the city of Flushing. 8,300 people live here, and the median household income is $68,000 per year. 30% of adults 25 and older hold a bachelor's degree or higher, and the median value of owner-occupied housing units is $140,000, while the poverty rate is below 10%. When it comes to the crime rates, Flushing overall is a pretty safe town. Niche.com rates the schools as a B+, and Area Vibes gives Flushing a livability score of 87, so that's all good and dandy. The only thing bad that stuck out there was the median home price being as low as $140,000, but that just speaks to how the overall economy is doing in Genesee County, which is not good. Both the Flint and Saginaw regions in Michigan continue to see sharp declines in population as they struggle to diversify their economy, as both cities grew on the auto industry alone. Now, when it comes to the much larger Flushing Township, larger in area that is, not so much in population, we see similar stats to what we saw for the city of Flushing. Only a slightly higher median household income and a slightly higher median home value. Anyway, you can see here that despite Genesee County losing population consistently throughout the last several decades, Flushing's population hasn't really grown or declined since 1980. And the numbers for Flushing Township look similar. All right, well, I'll tell you what, if there's anyone to look out for in Flushing, it's whoever drives this car right here. Don't want to mess with them. Nuh-uh. I'd be scared if they came rolling up on me, just saying. Alright, well, since we've already seen downtown Flushing, I'm going to skip the footage ahead to where I'm heading north of downtown. And as we head along, it's just a continuation of seeing some nicely preserved older homes. To the left is the St. Robert Catholic Church and School. There's a bunch of nice homes over here, including John Patton's older home, which once again, it's one of the two houses at the intersection with Cowton, whatever name you call it, street. And if you recall, Patton was one of the first settlers to the area as he moved his family over to Flushing from Scotland. To the left is Central Elementary School, which is one of 4 elementary schools within Flushing Community Schools. We're still going to see Flushing High School in this video, but for the most part, it's going to be residential neighborhoods from here on out. So if you're interested in seeing what the area looks like, here you go. To the left is Flushing High School, home of the toilets.
Oh, how original. Never heard that one before.
Oh, really? You've never heard that one before? Well, gee, you should get out more, especially if you live in Flushing. Thought you would have heard that one by now. Man. Well, it's actually the Flushing Raiders. During the average school year, Flushing High School enrolls around 1,300 students. And the rest of this video will be driving through areas of Flushing Township. We don't see much of the township at all because much of the township isn't populated and it's mostly just farm fields and there's really not much to it. It's actually kind of boring and flat and whatever. But yeah, Flushing Township, people. And we end the video right where we started it at the old family video. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to move your family to Flushing because of this video, then make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, as doing all of those things helps these videos destroy the evil monster that is the YouTube algorithm. Also make sure to hit that notification bell and select yes so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy checking out some of the featured playlists on this channel. Videos with amazing insights on other places like what you saw here can be found in my Flint playlist or in my Michigan playlist. Last but not least, if you can't get enough of me on here, you can always go follow me on my other social media accounts, and those links are below. We'll see you next time. Peace!